Hey, buddy! Best part about the new shop is I get to see Sprocket every day. What's up, buddy? Hey, welcome back to the channel. Great news, today we are finally going riding again. We're gonna head up into Michigan to one of my buddies' pretty sick sand tracks. You guys will probably recognize it if you watch some of my videos because I rode it back in like January when it was super cold outside. I rode someone's 250 there and then my 450. So you guys may recognize it. It's a really cool little place. One of my favorite tracks around here for sure. So that's gonna be awesome. But the subject of today's video is the cooling issues on my Honda 450s that I've been having. The channel OGs will remember all last year I was having some crazy cooling issues on my 2019 Honda 450. Like, so bad that every single moto I would have to fill up the radiators like substantially. Like half the radiators were empty at the end of every 30-minute moto. And that was a huge bummer. I wasn't really a fan of that. And this bike is a 2020 CRF450 and it was kind of doing a little bit of the same. It wasn't as gnarly by any means, but after every moto I would have to top it off just a little bit. Even in that video that I made in January at the sand track that we're going to, when it was like 40 degrees outside, super cold, it was still spewing out coolant. So Boyesen actually saw the videos and saw the issues I was having and reached out to me and asked if I wanted to try out one of their super cooler systems. So before I went out to California, we actually got this bad boy set up. It's a beefier water impeller that allows for better water flow, and then this cover, which I think may allow for a little bit more volume of coolant. So I've been running that for the past like 2 months or so, and so far so good. But like I said, I put it on right before I went out to California, and it was kind of cool out there, and the tracks weren't really sandy or anything. So today I'm gonna go back to that same sand track where I had cooling problems before, do some 30-minute motos and check the coolant and let you guys know exactly what's going on. That's enough talking. We're gonna load up the bike, pick up Bridget, and then we're gonna head to the sand track. We'll see you guys there, and hopefully we don't have any cooling issues in this thing. So we'll see you guys in a minute. Hello, my lady. Welcome back to the vlog. I think the subscribers miss you. They're probably sick of looking at my ugly face, so they'll be very excited to see your pretty face back in the vlog. Well guys, we're here, we're unloaded. We're gonna head out there, do like a 15-minute warm up, check the coolant level after that, and then we'll go back out and do a full like 30-minute moto. And that'll be the real telling tale, is if it holds all the coolant after that moto. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Bridget's gonna be behind the camera. Thank you as always, Bridget. Let's get to it. Alright guys, there's a little 15-minute warm-up session. I think it's about 46, 47 degrees out here, so it's still pretty chilly. Like I said, I've been using this Boyesen super cooler for about a month and a half, 2 months now with no issues at all, so I'm not expecting any coolant to be gone, but the bike has cooled off now, so let's go take a look at the level, and then we'll go into that 30-minute moto like I was saying, and that'll be the true test to see if this super cooler is helping or not. Oh yeah, she's full. Like I said, not surprised there. I wasn't expecting any coolant to be gone just with that little 15-minute warm-up, but now we'll go out there and do that 30. We'll check it after that. I still expect it to be fine, but we'll go find out.
Yeah.
Phew. having way too much fun with this. Lagoon took a little dive in a mud puddle. Quite moist right now. Alright guys, we are back. The bike is all washed up. It's time to take a look at the coolant level. Now, since I last checked it at the track, I actually did 2 35-minute motos. You guys saw the GoPro of the one. I wanted to show you guys the actual riding because I wanted to show you the track conditions, show you that it was super deep, wet sand. I was doing long motos. I was definitely getting the engine really hot, had to clutch a lot to get through some of those sections. So it was definitely a good place to test this super cooler. So without any further ado, let's pop this cap open and check the coolant level. I'm expecting it to be just a little bit underneath the fins because that seems to be pretty normal after a hard day of riding like I've been doing. But yeah, let's pop that cap and check it out. Alright guys, I don't know if you can see down in there, but the coolant level is definitely below the fins. Like I said, this is typical after a really hard day of riding. Normally it's literally just a millimeter or two under the fins and it takes like an ounce to fill it back up. So I'm gonna grab the engine ice and see just how much this puppy takes up to fill back up. Yeah, that hardly took any at all, like not even an ounce. I don't know if you could tell how much actually went in, but it was literally, like I said, a millimeter or two below the fins. It took not even like a quarter of an ounce to fill it back up, which is amazing. It's so much better than before. Like I said, before when I would do a 30-minute moto, I would literally have to fill up like half the radiator back up. I was going through bottles of coolant like on a weekly basis, which is just insane. This is like one of the best upgrades I've ever done to my bike, just for peace of mind alone. I mean, I can't even imagine how much cooler this bike has to be running right now. So just the fact that it's not eating that coolant is awesome, but there's actually a couple other benefits that I wasn't anticipating at all, and I'll jump into those right now. For one, the life of my clutch plates has gone up like 2 to 3 times. If you guys have been watching for a while, you'll know that I always complain about the stock Honda clutch. With the complete stock setup, I literally get 3 to 4 hours out of the stock clutch plates before they're absolutely smoked and the thing is slipping really bad. When I upgrade to the Hinson springs, I get like 8 to 10 hours out of it, and then upgrading to a whole Hinson clutch system gets me like 15 to 20. And I'm talking like at the end of that, they are absolutely, the plates are black and the clutch is slipping like crazy. And normally I'll switch it out at like 12 to 15 hours because I've actually had clutch plates explode in there. Like the very back clutch plate will just explode into like 30 pieces because the plates just get so hot and it gets so brittle that once you get a really hard hit, it just shatters. And so that's really scary. So just preventative maintenance, I swap the clutch plates out at like 12 hours with the full Hinson setup. Now I actually put a brand new Hinson system in this bike at the same exact time that I put the Boyesen super cooler in. And that was exactly 20 hours ago right now, and this is what my clutch plates looked like when I went to swap them. These things look literally brand new. I wish I had a picture of some of my clutch plates from before, because literally I would put 10 hours on them and they would be black. But these things look like I hardly even put 2 hours on them, which is crazy. I was not expecting that to be a side effect, but when you think about it, it kind of makes sense. If it's keeping the engine that much cooler, then it's just wearing out the clutch plates that much less, which is insane. Like, I say I'm getting 2 to 3 times the life expectancy, but it could be like 10 times. I just didn't leave them in there long enough to actually see how long they would last. But so benefit number 1, that is sick. I'd be really interested to try the Boyesen super cooler on a stock Honda clutch to see if I get past that like 4-hour mark. Maybe it's really not a Honda clutch issue. Maybe it's a Honda cooling issue that's frying the clutch in 4 hours. So maybe that's something I'll be able to try out in the future. But beyond that, my bike actually is faster with this thing. I don't mean right off the bat, but like normally when I do a 35-minute moto, the bike will be running really strong up until like the 20-minute mark. Once the bike gets so hot, I feel it kind of goes into like a limp mode almost, where there's like a noticeable decrease in power. With the Boyesen super cooler, I have not felt that yet, and I've done a couple 30-minute motos on it, and so far it's been awesome. So I don't know if it's just staying cool enough to where it's not initiating that limp mode or whatever it is, but yeah, those are 2 really cool benefits that I was not expecting at all, but I'm super stoked on. So in my opinion, the Boyesen super cooler is literally a no-brainer. If you have a newer generation Honda 450, seriously, do yourself a favor and pick one of these up. I'll link it down in the description on Rocky Mountain ATV PVMC. It's literally, in my opinion, the first thing you should do to a Honda CRF450 and probably any bike that you guys have, because maybe the cooling issues aren't as bad on your bike, but it's going to help you out, make your clutch last longer, maybe prevent your bike from going into limp mode. Absolutely sick. Love this thing. Boyesen did a killer job, and this is definitely going to be a must-do upgrade that I do on every single bike that I get from here on out. So that's going to bring us to the end of this video. Thank you guys very, very much for watching. Hope you learned something in this video, and I hope you go pick up a Boyesen Super Cooler for your bike. Interested to hear your guys' thoughts. If you have used one, let me know what your experiences was, because mine has been amazing. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.